I'm unmuted now. Sorry about that. Hello, everybody. Sorry it's taken so long to get this going today. It's been a lot. There's been a lot going on. But we're going to talk about crystals. We're going to talk about some other fun stuff. We're going to talk about some cool grids that I've been working with. And we're just going to hang out. So hopefully I can see everybody's comments. I am coming to you on Facebook. I'm also coming to you on the YouTubes. So I don't know. Hopefully I'll see all your comments. I really do hope I can see your comments. This is the first time I'm trying to do it all. Hello, Lilith Moon. Welcome. So we're going to talk about crystals. We're going to talk about some cool stuff. Just hang out. If you like what you see, you can go to my online store, which is datoratrading.com, and you can buy it, but no pressure. We're just going to hang out and have a good time today, hopefully. So, yeah. Okay, so let me add this, and I'm back. Okay, so I wrote Crystal Magic for the Modern Witch, and that is currently available through Llewellyn Worldwide right now, and it is something that took a very long time to do. It's basically my pandemic project. So it's what I worked on a lot. So it took 2 years, I think, to make it happen. And then when it did happen, it was just like a dream come true. And we worked really hard. So I'm just going to give you a little skim through of all of the cool stuff in my book, because it is loaded with cool magical things. Lots of photos, because everybody knows I'm a big design snob and all that fun stuff. And I also really do care about witchcraft. So it isn't just a regurgitation of everybody else's crystal magic. These are actually things that I do, my little tricks and my magic, my spells. Everything is my art, which is also really cool. So that's part of the process as well, is, making the art for it. But let me see if I can find, I think I skipped it. I'm going to show you something that's really cool and unique about my book that hasn't been talked about in any other books. Let's see what I can do. Either way, enjoy the view. It's coming up. I know you are. Oh gosh darn it. Making a fool out of me. Okay, so dragons. I talk about dragons in my book, and the dragon energy inside of crystals. And specifically, like when we think of crystals, we usually are thinking about them as like these very light energy, and they are. I mean, the power of color is incredible, and light has a lot to do with that, obviously. But it tends to kind of make people who practice the craft kind of just like roll their eyes at some point when you start talking about crystals, because it's like, okay, these people are, what are they talking about? We're often, subscribing crystals to people for ailments and things like that. Where did it go? I probably, it's right there in the beginning, and I keep. You see this picture? No, I'm nervous because I'm live. There it is. There we go. So this is a picture that I took of the dragon skull carving that I have. It's one of my favorite pieces. And the photo came out pretty dark, but you can still see that awesome dragon energy totally there, right? And so, yes, the dragon energy is the more forceful, earthy energy that comes. So, we think of crystals and we often go to this place of like, oh, they're light and high vibrational and but they come from the earth, and they come from often some very volatile and aggressive processes in order, to just make them. And so there's all this energy there that we always just kind of like pass over, and we're like, blah, blah. I don't really need to acknowledge any of that because I just want to focus on the good things. How often do people do that in the spiritual world? They just want to focus on the good, positive things. Well, there's other things going on with crystals. So I wrote about them. So yeah, it was kind of my little secret for like a long time. Like I didn't talk about it publicly because I knew I was going to be writing about it. And there's this thing where if you're an author and you start to talk about something, the AI bots on Amazon will make a book before you know it. because yes, they do follow us and they find out what we're writing about. Anyway, so yeah, so it was my little secret, working on a lot of the stuff in this book, and I didn't want to talk about it publicly, and so now I can, and that's pretty cool. So dragons and crystals, that's totally a thing, and I hope that if you are interested in crystal magic, you will check out Crystal Magic for the Modern Witch by yours truly. Okay, there's that. All right, so I just want to say this is, I know what I'm talking about mostly. Okay, so I've got two cameras obviously going. I'm going to start off just with like showing you some of the grids that I've been working on. And these things are totally available, again, on the website, victoriatrading.com. I'm going to pull up and just make sure that I'm not like quoting things wrong. But no pressure to buy, right? Like seriously, just come hang out and talk about crystals. I always hate that, right? Buy my stuff. Yes, please buy my stuff because I have a mortgage. But at the same time, just hang out. Okay. This is funny. I left my notepad upstairs. So you're really gonna have to be patient with me when I hunt all of this stuff down. Okay. Where are you? Oh, okay. So this actually isn't this actually isn't a grid. I was gonna say this looked weird. This isn't a grid. This is a lot of crystals that I have up on the website. So what I did, so we used to own a crystal store here in California. We had a huge crystal store around for 30 years, and we had just gone to the Tucson Gym Show and bought our entire inventory for the year, and then COVID hit. Like literally, like we came home 2 weeks later, everything was shut down. So we ended up closing the store during COVID, and we realized that there were these other projects and things that we wanted to do. And so we've basically been sitting on, I don't even want to know how, like probably close to a ton of crystals. No, not really, probably more like 500 pounds. But there's a lot of crystals, and we've just been sitting on it, and I've been piecing them out, like, and if you're a Patreon subscriber, you get all kinds of cool stuff, and you get crystals all the time. And I have put little spell kits and stuff together for people. But my whole thing really is, at this point, is that I want to get rid of the stones, not because they're like bad to have around. I love having all these stones. I feel like a dragon, especially because my office is right above. So I'm literally sitting on top of all the stones all the time. But they're so cool. Like they really are. As you will see here, I'm just gonna start pointing them out. They're so cool that like they deserve to have witches working with them like they do. So I just need to get these out and get them out into the world and get them out of my space so that I can do other things too. But yeah, so this is kind of a double effort to try to make this happen. Let me show you. So this is, let's see here. On the website, it's listed as clearance lot of crystals points. And okay, so we've got sodalite, obviously. And I love sodalite. Sodalite is one of my favorite stones just in general. And I found myself, like, if you follow me and Nicholas, don't look at my nails, my dirty nails. If you follow Nicholas and me on the socials, you know that we have a show called Getting Stoned with Devin and Nicholas. And we talked about how we have a relationship to certain stones that's different from, other stones. And in that, no, this was in our work. No, sorry. I take this back. It wasn't on our podcast, although you should check it out. It was in our Crystal Magic Intensive that we did. We were talking about familiar crystal spirit familiars and how it's basically those are crystals, the spirits that you work with, that you have a very copacetic, like instant, like kind of relationship that you just go to, and it can change over time. Like when I was a kid, I worked a lot more with like peridot and stuff, and as I've gotten older, that has totally shifted, and I'm really, really super duper into sodalite at the moment. So sodalite is totally like a familiar, a crystal familiar spirit that I work with a lot, and so I love this stone. This is carved. They don't usually come in the. In fact, I think this might be the only natural point here. I think everything else has been resurfaced and carved to be a point. And so you're going to get a nice 6 point, 6 faces that come to a point. They're all nice and clean. Okay, so this is sodalite, and then this is calcite. And this has a really cool, let me see if I can get it. There we go. This has an amazing flash to it that is just off the hook, right? So I work a lot with calcite, especially when I'm trying to find inspiration, like find my way through inspiration. So as a writer, as a creative person, I am constantly having to do output, right? Hello, Witch of Enchantment. And it means that I'm in a situation where it sometimes it's like you can only squeeze the rag so many times, you know what I mean? And so when I am in the middle of projects and I can't find my way out and I've got a deadline, there's all these things that go on, I am working a lot with calcite to help me find my way through all the crap so that I can get to the end of wherever the creativity is supposed to be leading me. And if you're a creative person, you know what that's like. You know, it's like to be stuck in your process and not be able to find your way out necessarily. That's why I love calcite personally. So I write about it. I write about all these things in the book ad nauseum, of course. But if we're just talking about like why I keep it around, that's why I keep it around. We're just talking about that. So about all the things why I keep things around. And if you have a stone that I'm talking about and you have a relationship with it, talk about it. I want to know like what's your deal, right? I love calcite. I love all these stones. They're so gorgeous. And then we've got this amazing piece of rose quartz. And these are like, check that out. That was $30 retail right there. How much is that? 28 bucks retail. 36. So, and this whole lot is on the website right now for like 105 bucks. And so all of these are just right there. Just in those 3 stones, you have that. Yeah. And then so rose quartz, everyone loves rose quartz. How could you not? And these are really pretty. Okay. Again, this is the whole this is my inventory for my crystal shop. So they were meant to be seen, right? They were meant to be out and perused by the public. So they're all gorgeous. So you're going to hear me say, oh my God, those are pretty, because they are. And I love all of them. Okay, so rose quartz, obviously, everyone thinks about love. They just kind of go to that. For me, rose quartz is exceptional for if you are an empath. If you are an empathic person, the vibes are hard. Like, vibes are just hard. And if you're squishy, I'm kind of squishy. Rose quartz is good for that. And it's good for the process. It doesn't like make it go away by any means. It's actually going to do the opposite of that. It's going to help things integrate. But that's what I mean. It helps balance and buffer energy levels, and especially empathic emotional energy levels. So a lot of people who, in my opinion, go to rose quartz and they're like, oh, it's for love. Yes, that's a side benefit of that, but it isn't necessarily the only reason to work with rose quartz. I think it kind of gets this, it's been typecast. Okay. But it's really good for if you're an empath, if you're empathic in any way, shape, and form, and that's part of your psychic stuff, you really want to take a look at that. Amazonite is freaking awesome. That piece alone is 24 bucks. Look at this. Like, so it's freaking gorgeous. So Amazonite is, it's obviously for comic book nerdy reasons, if you look at my shirt. But I actually immediately associate Amazonite with Diana, and it's because of the comics, right? Diana, Wonder Woman, was an Amazon. And so in my head, Amazonite is always this super feminine, like fierce warrior kind of raw power. And it actually is. So like, it isn't even just that because of that connection. Like, it legit is. It does that. It's all about that divine feminine inside and bringing it out. It does amazing things for anybody working in the divine feminine world. And if you're a queer person, Amazonite is fantastic. It is so good about helping to bring those two things. There's multiple, I can't say two things because it's a spectrum, right? There's a whole beautiful spectrum of things. Of fantastic queerness, right? But yeah, so Amazonite really helps with those aspects, those things too. So I know a lot of times when people are going through like they're coming out or they are dealing with anything that's remotely related to that kind of stuff, Amazonite is a go-to. It's a really wonderful stone, and it's because it is protective, and it is protective in that kind of divine feminine way. It's you either get like the yeah, it'll be okay, sweetie. It's okay. You just did it. Or you're going to get the, I am the goddess of war. Like, you're going to get one of the two, and it depends on what you need. And so Amazonite's good. So I recommend it to everybody. I think Amazonite's fantastic. Chevron Amethyst. Everybody loves Chevron Amethyst. Chevron Amethyst gets the name because of the patterning you can see there. And Chevron Amethyst is, well, these are beautiful. These are extra dark and crystally. They're not, yeah. So Chevron amethyst, because it has the shape that it has and the layers that it has, it's for anybody who's in recovery, or if you're struggling with an addiction. And this isn't like, I'm not a doctor, don't get me wrong, let's be real here. But if you're looking at crystals and you're looking for things to help with your process, it's not going to cure your process. Let's not be lame, right? But it'll help you with your process. And the Chevron amethyst especially helps people who tend to like go back. So if you've been like struggling with smoking, right? So if you're a smoker and you've been wanting to quit smoking and you keep kind of relapsing back into that, work with Chevron amethyst because it'll help break the pattern up. Same thing for other things. But again, I'm not a doctor and I don't do that stuff where crystals can take over medicine. I don't believe that. I think crystals should work with medicine. It's a beautiful thing. Okay, so then we have just a fantastic piece of quartz. This is like super clear, retail $36, and it has some just incredible things going on inside. Incredible things going on inside. My nails are really dirty. I feel super guilty for showing you them. And then howlite, and howlite's really fun. So this is dyed. This is not blue. It is blue, but then they just made it bluer. I'm not gonna lie with you, and that is why it has that retail price of $16. But it's still a fantastic stone. It's still really fun to play with. And people, it's funny because howlite it's not necessarily like really good. Howlite is just incredible and vibrant, but most of what we're gonna find is gonna have to be dyed because it's just kind of meh looking from what I've seen. But howlite has this weird thing where people either love it or hate it. And it's kind of one of the two. Like my cat loves howlite. She will take pieces of it and she puts it in her. It's a whole thing. She has a little, we call it a bean bowl, and she goes and she puts the thing in her little cloth bowl, and she's got these little stones that she sleeps on, whatever. But she specifically like picks out howlite. It was picked out 2 pieces of howlite, and that's been like this weird thing. Anyway, so she's got little howlites, and she. I imagine it just brings her comfort and makes her feel homey because it's in her little nesty bowl thing, right? And it makes it, for me, what I use is happy home, but I use it to like cool people's tempers down. However, a lot of people work with it for psychic development and all of that kind of stuff too. So take that for what it is. And then we've got fluorite, which is just freaking gorgeous, and these are really pretty. You see the flashes? Yeah. But alone is $32. And then some really fantastic citrine, and this is pretty cool. So this one does have, I want you to see just a little bit of a chip right there. It doesn't hurt the point, but it's right at the part of the point. So that's why I threw it in there into the lot. But it's still freaking gorgeous, and you can't tell if it's on a right. Anyway, so all of that is worth $276 retail, and I have it up for $105 on the website. So if you're into that, if you're looking for some high quality pieces, check that out. Let's play with some grit. How's everybody doing? It's weird to live stream. I'm not used to live streaming, so talk to me. How are you? How's your Sunday going? Okay, so let's play with our first grid here. All right, so this is on the website as Goddess Grid. And this one I had a lot of fun doing. I had so much fun doing. You're going to see what it's done. Just a second. So we're going to start off with this picture here. So there's a little hematite ring, and that's really so that we can put this baby down. And it's going to be solid. So this is a rose quartz sphere. Put that in the center of the board here. And then I'm going to put down 5 rose quartz points. And these are the same quality rose quartz points that we had and last video. Hold on. And then I'm going to put this in. Actually, I'll be a little closer. Put this down. I shape it with jar. So I have been working outside of witchcraft for a little bit since the pandemic, and just kind of taking gigs, doing all kinds of things. I've been working with people who are not metaphysical, and it's been really interesting to hear like some of the dismissiveness that like people tend to be like have when it comes to like you say, oh, I love my crystals, or I'm really da da da. And I've been getting like weird feedback, like just people being dismissive, or even hearing like a YouTuber who I love, who, because I've been doing a lot of booktube lately, and there's a YouTuber who I love who does this fun thing where he looks at people's shelves and he just like breaks them. And there was somebody who had a piece of selenite on their shelf, and he was like, oh, obviously you believe in something that's not based in science, and just kind of like rolled his eyes. And I just had this moment of like, okay, what? Like, it felt kind of assy. So I've been kind of dealing with this thing of like people who are just dismissive about stones and occultism and everything. And I'm like, how is what we do any weirder than what everybody else is doing? But whatever. And so I just want to share with you that if you are out there and you are coming across anything that's like that, and you've got people who are acting, kind of shady and weird, it's totally on them. That is not on you. Keep living your life. Keep doing you ain't hurting nobody. You are working on yourself. And if you find crystals like me, you're like me, and you find crystals to help you connect to what you view as the divine and the spiritual, then everybody else, who cares? Like, it's whatever, it's, especially if you're getting it from good places, and you're, if you know that you're doing your due diligence with those things, and if that stuff matters to you, and then you're living your best life, right? You're living to your standards. So do your thing, witch. Like, seriously, don't even listen. But that's been on my mind a lot because I've been dealing with like kind of some assy people. Anyway, okay, so rose quartz. So we talked about like if you're empathic and you've got a bunch of energy and things going on, it's a lot. But the love stuff is totally there, and it's self-love. And what is the goddess? What is the whole thing with the goddess? If you have looked for me and you have not found me out in the world, where am I? I am within. And so, boom, bada boom, right? And so, of course, rose quartz is goddessy. Rose quartz is absolutely connected to the goddess, but it's big goddess, right? It's the big, however you want to look at that, whatever that is for you. It's the big stuff. And so it's the stuff that matters. And it's the big G, big creator spirit, however that looks for you. And for me, it's the literal universe. So when I play with crystals, I feel like I'm able to connect to the literal universe, not the figurative woo-woo universe, the literal universe. And so, yeah, anyway, so rose quartz is goddess. It is super strong goddess energy. And then we have Amazonite. And this isn't just any Amazonite. I want you to see. And it's smoky quartz. So it's Amazonite with smoky quartz. Beautiful specimens. And these are going to go in between. I'm doing with the angle so I can see how like exact that angle. So I read somebody today saying, I don't get crystal grids. And I was like, what is there not to get? And I think it's because crystal grids are, they're, to me, okay, it's like you're weaving the energies of the different crystals together. That's what a crystal is. A crystal grid is to me. If I can boil it down and distill it to like one thing, I would say that's pretty much what it is. And it's an art form, right? And it's easier to do when you've got a lot of colors and you've got a lot of things to choose from. I am not gonna lie, like the crystal grids that I made before I owned a crystal store versus the ones that I make after I owned a crystal store, very different, right? Because I had access to really good stones. And so in the book, you're going to see these like amazing crystals, and that's because I had access to my entire store's inventory when I made the book, right? So these come from that. And so these made it in the book. So these actually were literally some of the stones that were in the book. And I had just kind of had them off to the side. But this was something that didn't make it in the book. This was actually a grid that was supposed to be in the book. And anyway, so people say they don't get crystal grids, but it's weaving the energies together, right? So in this case, we've got your Amazonite with the smoky quartz, super powerful. Both of them are like projective energies. We've got this receptive stuff going on with the rose quartz. Then we have the projective energy going on with more protective energy going on with the other stone, with the Amazonite and the. I thought is my fan on? No, with the Amazonite and the smoky quartz, and both of them are good purifiers of energy as well. Okay, and then we bring in the divine grounding of 4. Of course, this looks better when you've got a little more room. And boom. And these are bone goddess pendants that I actually intended to do all kinds of cool stuff with and put around it. So yeah. So this is the goddess grid. So it's over there on the website, and it is $286. If you were at a store and you went shopping, that's what you'd get. I'm liquidating my old stock, right? All of my old stuff. So I have it up for 110 or 111 for the entire thing. The entire thing. So, and each of these pieces is like a $30 piece of rose quartz. Amazing. And I mean, it is, because I care, right? Okay. So there's that grid. I have a little box based on. I wanted to show you what I got going on. Anyway, happy Sunday, everybody. Happy first couple of days of spring. I am so looking forward to playing with some of my plants later. Okay. All right, this one is for all my creatives out there. People who get stuck. So same kind of idea with the last one. We've got here. This is aquamarine. Okay. And then I am going to put down 3 pieces of arfspedzonite, which is such a fun word. Okay, so aquamarine is one of the most underrated stones in the mineral kingdom, in my opinion. And I think it's because we go to like, oh, it's a birthstone, and we often just kind of think of that stuff as expensive. And aquamarine was pricey. Like, I remember in the early 2000s-ish area, like, it was hard to find. It was super pricey. And now we found not crazy gemmy quality mines and things like that. And now we have, it's out there. And because it grows often with morganite, there's also some really cool morganite aquamarine pieces and stuff that you're going to see out there. Anyway, so I work with it for everything psychic, and specifically to like help me stay plugged into a frequency. So once I've identified whatever frequency or whatever it is that I'm working with, and it could be a spirit, it could be a literal plane. That when I was writing the Witch's Book of Spirits, I worked a lot with aquamarine and wolfenite, but it helps you stay plugged in. So if you're somebody who is working in the creative world, right, staying plugged in is very important, and having it, especially in a sphere form, which really helps ground that energy into our universe, is it's pretty cool. It's pretty potent. We have arfspedzonite, and Nicholas and I just did a show, and arfspedzonite was our crystal of the episode, and it's a really interesting one. And again, it's really good for helping to break through the chaos in the waters, right? So you can navigate through, find your way through. It helps you get plugged in, helps bring messages forth. So it's a really potent one as well. And then we've got more Amazonite. These are all one of a kind too. I didn't make multiples. There's a couple things I made multiples of, but this is not one of them. So this is it. And so my big thing with this actually want to make a whole triangle. I don't want it to be like in or out. I want to make a whole triangle here. That's not okay. So I work with. So we were talking about, it's very divine feminine Amazonite. It's got a lot of that. It's got a nice bite to it. It helps you find your voice. So that's hello. And so especially in a creative spread like this, that's potent. That's important. So yeah. So I put it in there because it helps you to find your voice and to bring it out. Okay. So that's the basic there. And then I did something really you're not normally going to see. And I've got, make sure I set it up the same way I did in the photos. So I've got 12 pieces of blue sapphire. And blue sapphire it's blue fire, it's willpower. And these aren't super crazy gemmy, right? They're more on the raw side, which makes them perfect for something like this. And I'm going to put them at each of these things. Points are, and in between. This is a favorite of mine. I do something very similar for myself. And boom. And then you can, of course, arrange them so that they make a nice triangle. Because that's the shape that I want to work with. Yeah, so you got your blue sapphires. So blue sapphire is so potent. It is so good to use in your spells. If you can get your hands on some, definitely do little pieces of it, especially in your magical oils and things like that. Pretty cool, pretty nice. Okay. So anyway, so the whole thing would be $224 if you went to a retail shop and you were to buy it, and I've got it up for $111. There's that. I want to play with this one more because it is really good. Hello, everyone out there. All right. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to put another grid up. While I do that, I'm going to check on the feeds, make sure everything's going where it needs to go. I just realized I didn't do that before I started talking. And so I'm going to... I hope everyone's doing well out there. I know I'm not talking right now. Give me a second. I'm so sorry. It's just me. There's no way to do that. So weird. Okay. Yeah, I'm actually not seeing everybody's comments. So if I don't see your comment, don't hate me. I'm definitely seeing the ones coming through over on the YouTube. So hello, everybody out in YouTube world. Thanks for joining us today. For joining me. Because again, it's just me. Well, and people who are also looking. Okay. Oh yeah. This was super fun. This one's super fun and weird. Okay, so this one I made for psychic clarity, and it's different. Okay, so different in a good way. I think it's a good way. Okay, so we're gonna start off with a phantom quartz. You see the awesome, yeah, phantom quartz, and then These are each smoky citrines. $20 each. This one has Phantom Nevada. Anyway, so we're gonna make. Oh, here's this one. This one's sexy. Okay. Put those down. So psychic clarity. So Phantom Quartz is an amazing stone to work with if you are working on psychic development, or specifically if you're doing stuff that's like record keeping, if you're doing stuff that's you're trying to get into things like the Akashic records, you're trying to access memories is like a really good way of kind of putting it, because everything's very layered. It's also really good if you're trying to break things up. You can work with a Phantom Quartz if it has these inclusion, specifically where you've got sedimentary layers like that. See in this one, it's got these sedimentary layers. If you specifically have one like that, you can break energy patterns up. So that's a cool thing. But it's a really wonderful thing if you're an astral traveler. Let's put it that way. And it helps you get plugged in. Quartz is fantastic for that. Okay, so then we have these citrines. Smoky citrines especially they're super sexy, and they're really good for, again, if you're traveling, if you're an astral traveler, they're really good for bringing yourself back without like things attached to you and things like that. Citrine is an astral cleanser, right? So we know that. Okay, so let's see. And then we have moonstone. And these are white moonstones. And what I'm going to do is put them in between. Each, there's 3 around each. And what that's going to do. We're not done yet. That's blue sparkle. It's called blue sparkle moonstone. It's really just white moonstone that has a nice blue flash to it. Okay, then we're gonna do something really crazy here, and we are going to add some balls. Here is a quartz ball. Here is a citrine ball. And then here is a smoky ball. So we have basically different combinations of what's going on. All right. So, of course, if you are a scryer, if you are somebody who is into vision work, things like that, bada boom, you're obviously going to know what those are for. So, combined, these things are great for enhancing your psychic experience and bringing clarity into it. So, it is the psychic clarity grid, and it ain't expensive. It's actually $65. So, compared to like a lot of some of the other stuff that I have going on, this is a pretty reasonable thing, and it would be retail $149. So, boom. Oh my gosh, it's already been almost an hour. Ooh. I can't believe it. See, I thought the whole thing would take me out. I have not even started. So here we go. Okay. So there's that grid. Like seriously, so many crystals. You don't even share. Hold it up. How's everybody doing out there? So just again, you can go to .torotrading.com. Of the things running on the bottom, you can see. I don't need to keep repeating it, do I? Buy a used car. I'm not trying to be that guy. Where is this? Did it not make it up online? I don't think this one's online yet. Maybe not. Oh, there it is. Okay. So this is for stress reduction. Here we go. Okay. So we've got our Light, which again we talked about before. It is really good for like getting your emotional baggage together, getting your emotional self together. It's really good for helping to endure emotional things. And it is a stress master. So I often recommend it for people who are working in some sort of professional field. And this is kind of at an angle here, so pardon if it's not a perfect thing from where you're at. And then around it, because again, I like my opening. And around it, we are going to put 2 more Tyrite in the center. So we've got quartz here. Quartz is a great amplifier. It's easily programmed. So you can program it for your specific stressors. So if it's like work, if it's school, if it's whatever, you can program each one to help assist with a specific aspect of things. Do more Tyrite, which is this guy, these guys here. Do more Tyrite is actually fun. Somebody I used to know referred to it, like would say when it came to what its properties were, it helps you do more. And so do more Tyrite, which is kind of funny, but that's not what its name comes from, but that's a good way of remembering it. And it's true. Do more Tyrite is really great for helping with stress, and it's really great for helping to bring things into alignment and into, well, life. And so if you are somebody who's dealing with a lot of stress and you're having a hard time producing as a result, do more Tyrite will help you, and it will assist with that. And then we got Celestite. Celestite's just a really good emotional buffer, just period. And so anytime people are like, I'm stressed out, I always say Celestite, Celestite, Celestite. So it's a really good one, especially if you're dreaming weird because of stress, or if stress has affected your sleep. It's a fantastic way of thinking about it. This one's really sexy. Okay. Give me a second. I'm going to make sure. I realized I didn't post this on the right thread. Silly Devin. So many things. Here we go. Okay. All right, so we're going to start with a Jasper Sphere. I'm liking comments while doing this at the same time, so I'm a little slow. I'm sorry. Oh, I forgot those were in there. Ooh, this one's really good. Okay. Yeah, this one's really, really good. Oh, these pieces of Amazonite are freaking stunning. That's actually one of the reasons I didn't want to let them go. I've been holding on to them all this time because they're just really pretty. They're just very, very pretty. Where'd you go? There you are. Nope. There you are. Okay. This is a grid for psychic defense. So we've got Jasper there. It is leopard skin Jasper. Leopard skin Jasper is protective. It is grounding at the same time, which is what we want, because if we want energy to be forced out, right? We want energy to ground itself out because we are protecting ourselves. So then we have got Amazonite around. Remember, I am goddess warrior, right? Energy. Very, very protective. Again, especially if you are a woman or a queer person. And look at double checking my photos there. Make sure I'm doing it white so you can see. Okay. Then lapis. So lapis is super cool for a lot of reasons. Okay. Again, it's one of those stones that used to be very expensive to get. Now it's easier to find, and it is not, in addition to being very protective and helping to kind of help you get to the point where you realize your worth and your value. It's also great for buffing out people and energies that do not respect your value. This is a big one, and why I think everyone at some point should just walk around with some lapis in their pocket. It helps you with respect. This is very important. So if something's coming in that is not in alignment with that, it helps to push it out, which is a fantastic one. So I thought, if anything, it would be good for that. It's also pretty, and blue is a great combo in here. So, and I'm an artsy guy. Okay. Last but not least, I'm gonna do these first. These are really good and awesome tanzanite, and they're big, and they're expensive, and so they are going to go there. So tanzanite is often called the witch's stone because it is really incredible when it comes to willpower and honing your willpower, bringing your willpower into alignment, and making your life kind of fall into place around it. So it's like a listen to me here now kind of a stone. It's exceptional because of the willpower stuff. A lot of witches use it in magic because it's excellent as a result. So witches don't even know you can work with it for other things. They just think you use it for spells, and it acts kind of like dragon's blood, and it's got that kind of a vibe. So I will say that. So you can kind of compare the two. But yeah, so putting 5 here, make sure that your willpower, your willpower, that supersedes everything else, right? So, and those are nice fat stones. Those alone would be the cost of the grid if you went somewhere. And the whole grid I got for $95 if you want it. $209 would be the retail. There's that. That's 6 grids. I have 4 more like this, and then I have really cool grids after that. But we'll take a break from the grids for a second after this. Anyway, I hope you're having a good day. I hope that you are enjoying hanging out, looking at some cool stones. I also hope somebody buys some because, that seems fun. Anyway, yeah, there's a hella sale going on over at the website. So do check it out. The Purge is a very good thing. Usually in the past, I have only left it for like my immediate friends on Facebook, and this is the first time we're doing it for everybody. Ooh, okay. Yes. See, some of these I forgot about. Okay, this one's going to take me a second to put up, though. All right, so this is the Psychic Explorer. This was actually something that I have to tell you. I will do it as I'm putting this together. So this is actually an incredible piece of amethyst or ametrine. There's citrine inside of it. Just love this stone. It's not there's not like a huge amount of it, but and it's really pretty. It's just kind of foggy. You can see all the stuff going on. There's windows. There are beautiful rainbows. That's a sticker one. Anyway, so that would be one for tour. That's the middle. Then I'm going to take 3 chevron amethyst. Around it. And then 3 pieces of quartz. And all of these stones are psychic amplifiers so far, and they are going to help keep you calm and smooth and plugged in. Among other things, no offense, but the encyclopediacness is not something that I have been obsessing over since I put the book out, actually. All right, so then we've got 6 pieces of tanzanite. Those are going to go in between. And this should be a circle around here. Okay. And then this is where it gets really freaking cool, in my opinion. So I've got all of these gorgeous raw moonstones. They're the sparkle moonstones. So they've all got some chatoyancy and some flash to them. Yeah, I don't know if I can get it up. Yeah. They've all got a nice new flash to them. And then really what I'm going to do is put them in a circle around. Okay, there are 27 pieces. If you are a number person. Yeah. Oh yeah. I made this way bigger than I did. Yeah, I want a circle of things now. Exactly what I'm for. Not really rush the grid. You can't really rush a grid. You always want to rush a grid, but truth be told, the grid will rush you. Now I made it too small. That's funny. Okay, well there is 27 of these pieces, and right there. These aren't all nice and center. Go. So yeah, that is a lot of pieces. 27, 36, 39 pieces right there in this set. It's really pretty. It's very pretty. Okay, so yeah, so I could explore this one. I actually made thinking of that. My posture is all messed up sitting here. All right. There's There's that. While you wait, I'm just gonna put that beautiful baby there. Three more of these. Yes, 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 yes. This is a really fun one. All right, so what you were looking at right there is tourmalated quartz. And this one is the maximum healing grid. And everything here activates specifically the healing centers in the body, and it's all root chakra stuff, but it's not stuff that's like you normally think about, which I think is cool. Almost all of it, because there's some solar plexus stuff, but it all relates back to the lower body, and it all relates back to generating physical recovery energy. It's specifically for recovery, okay? Convalescence, things like that. Okay, so we're going to start off with, that is a giant chunk of tourmalated quartz, and it's a freaking beauty. Really. Let me see that. And then I'm going to go around it and oh yeah, this is super fun and complicated. All right, okay. So the first ring in the center is going to be made of lapis and amber. So we create a star. There's our amber, really nice natural amber. I have some reconstituted stuff, and it's not like amber that they mix with plastic, basically. Not the same, but it works. There's a lot of it. But this is natural. Okay, so hopefully you can hear me, because I just realized I'm talking down and I'm over here. Then we have lapis. Okay, and it makes this nice little pinpointed flower. Okay. Then we have a circle in the middle. So we've got keystone, circle in the middle, and then we're going to go next into making a square around. And the square is going to be made out of some interesting pieces. That again, you probably are like, what? Okay, so this is called lavender obsidian. And let me tell you, lavender obsidian is just volcanic glass that has some purple in it. But they call it lavender obsidian. But all volcanic glass, all volcanic, anything like obsidians, all those, all activate at the root chakra and are excellent for helping to stimulate the root chakra, but also for helping to so my whole thing with I have things with everything. My whole thing with obsidians in general is that they're really good. They are good for cutting through bullshit and things like that. If you're needing protection, if you're needing obsidian is fantastic, especially in the psychic world, the spiritual world, when you're getting things and you're trying to process them. But with this particular stuff, I always felt it was softer, and we only got a little bit of it in the shop. I only have a couple of pieces of it. It's fun. It's not something I go nuts over, because it's just basically, again, it's purple volcanic glass. However, there was something to it that made me instantly feel like it was like, the violetness, the violet flame was up here, energy, and then the black flame essentially of the lower body. Feeling those things in alignment. It was a really interesting thing to start working with. And so I'm not super crazy familiar with it, but I can say it's been really fun to work with. So I included it in this grid because I wanted to ground the energy and fire in the fire of the root, right? So yeah, so we've got these babies. And these are going to, they're going to be topped with tourmaline. So black tourmaline is excellent root chakra, excellent lower body energy, Yeah, I feel the vibe off that. Especially when we're talking about this. Then red tiger's eye. And we're going to center. Okay. And then bloodstone. This is a really fun grid. Very fun grid to make. Very fun grid to develop and come up with. It's on there. It's called Maximum Healing Grid on the website. Yeah, really pretty stones. Very pretty stones. So, yeah. All right. I'm trying to follow along and to see if there's questions or anything coming through. So far, I don't see anything. Oh, there we go. Oh, you grabbed the stress reduction one. Okay, very cool, Laura. I will throw some. Oh, yeah, and I totally, if you buy from any of this stuff, I throw a bunch of extra stuff in for you. So thank you very much. I will make sure to put an extra cleansing bath in there for you too. And that way, hopefully, just get rid of some of that stress. I'll send you the sugar scrub. I'll send you the cleansing sugar scrub, Laura. All right. And thank you, everybody. Thank you for your, thanks for hanging out, first of all, but also just thanks for your attention and your time. This crazy guy. Yeah, this is all stuff I thought I was going to open up another shop. I thought I was going to do that, and then I realized I liked writing way more, and I also realized that I could just not have to deal with the public, It's just basically what it was. It was like, if I don't have to deal with the public. And so that's what we're trying now. So that's why you're getting all this stuff. If this was out on our sales floor, it would be expensive. So it is fun to play with these pieces though, because I was telling the guys, get it, go through what we have, and if you want something, you better grab it now, because I'm going to try to really push the stuff. And going through, and I found I have a little box here that's just for me, but it's stuff that I'm there's no way I'm ever going to find this again, or there's no way that I'm going to be able to find it at a reasonable price that I would be willing to pay. Especially watching some of the prices go up in the crystal world, which I know a lot of people have been talking to me about. So yeah, hi Tom, thank you for coming. So one of those things, folks. It's prices on crystals are definitely going to go up. Grab this stuff while you can, and I'm not just saying that as a gimmick. Legit, just go look for yourself. Okay. Move it on to another grid, and then I got 2 more grids, and then I'm gonna take a restroom break. But we'll come back. I have more. I have so much more stuff. So much more stuff. Okay. This one is. I did not make it up. See, now I'm worried. I thought everything was up, but maybe. Be patient with me. Oh, maybe that was it. Indeed. I think it was. I'm wading in crystals. I'm so sorry, everyone. I think somebody might have bought this actually already. Oh, wow. You guys are fast. I think somebody grabbed this already. No, there it is. Okay, it was hiding. Oh, okay. So that's why. Perfect. Okay, good, because I wanted to play with this one. All right, so this is, I'm calling it a vitality grid. So I've been having a lot of, again, trying to get back out into the world, doing these other things, and just realizing that I'm tired all the time. And the just having vitality has become a thing because I've been at home for years, just like working from home, and I'm not used to. So as soon as I go out, I go out to like do like errands, and I'm just gone for 2 hours, and I mean I need a nap. Like my day has been spent. It's not like it's bad. I used to be able to go. I'm not saying that I want to go back to that, but I would like to have a little bit more vitality, right? So I started working with this collection of stones, not these specific ones, my out of my own collection, but this is the stones that I'm working with for that. These are actually prettier. But anyway, so it starts off with a nice piece of citrine here in the middle. And I never really worked with citrine for physical stuff until Nicholas Pearson and I were talking, and he brought it up because he works with it for all kinds of interesting physical stuff, even like stomach stuff, right? Which is the impetus actually for this, because a lot of health starts in our gut. So I grabbed citrine thinking that's what it would do. And it does do that. But in this combination of crystals, it does this really interesting thing about helping with like toxins and toxicity and things like that. And so, and that's one of its things, but you really feel that come out with this set of stones. Observation of mind. Again, I'm not a doctor, not my thing, but I'm loving this combination. Okay. Then we go into 4 fluorites. These are excellent fluorites. Really amazing fluorites. So, 4 fluorites. In between the fluorites are onyx. This is onyx. Yeah. 4 pieces of onyx. Root chakra. Oh, so fluorite I love. Fluorite is great as a healing stone, as an energy stone, physical body stone in general. Specifically, I like tell people to work with it if they're going through anything with like cancer, or if they need to regenerate like things on like a cellular level. And I'm not a doctor, but those are the things that often get paired with those diagnoses, right? And so working with it had become, from my perspective, just like anytime there's healing, fluoride's always involved because it does those things on a cellular level. At least that's what I learned. That's what my teacher said. And I found that to be true in my case. So yeah, so anything like that, fluoride is what I give to everybody. When my parents were very ill, that's what I sent them. Fluoride water, for everything. Fluoride's fantastic. Okay. Then, oh yeah, and then onyx. It's another root chakra stone that you wouldn't expect to be a root chakra stone necessarily, but it is really good at helping us tap into earth power, earth energy. So it's grounding, but it's also invigorating to that lower body fire. Fantastic. Okay, and then we've got gossularite, and gossularite is it's related to garnets. It's actually green garnet, if I remember correctly. And so it's again, root chakras, all that stuff is there, but specifically bringing that energy, that lower body energy up to the heart. Green garnet, all that up to the heart. There you go. So vitality, and then the big ultimate vitality stones. Or, well, we'll do this last. No, we'll do it now. So we've got moonstone here, and you're like, moonstone for vitality? Yes, it helps with mental drain. It is fantastic for mental drain, and mental drain is a big part of vitality, okay? But here it gets even better. And we're going to go into carnelian, which is another, yeah. And the colors are freaking fantastic. That's it. Okay. That's hecka sexy. So there we go. So that one is for vitality. And $203 worth of crystals. I got up on the website for $85 for the whole thing, if you're interested. But yeah, so for vitality. And this is my favorite combo of stones for that. So take a snapshot if you're wanting that. Okay. We got one more. Then I'm gonna take a break. Oh, those stones feel really good. We just cleansed everything. Feels so good. Also, like having a bunch of stones in your house that aren't cleansed is not fun. So that's why I did it. But I really like it. Okay. All right, one more of these. Oh, this one's really weird. This one I had too much fun with. This one's hecka weird. And part of it was, this really was me just challenging myself to do something that no one was going to expect. All right. And you're going to laugh because of what it is. It's a spirit guide grid, right? No one's going to expect that from me. Okay, so this is a fun one, and it's a potent one because I picked out some badass stones for it. So it's a really fun combination, and it is trippy. So let us play. So we're going to start off with a center of gold sheen obsidian. And gold sheen obsidian is fantastic for helping you to connect to your higher self, removing the blockages between you and your higher self. And I very much believe that is where your spirit guide connection comes from. Then we are going to work with the center ring, which are beautiful. These are actually cat's eye. I have them. I have these listed on there as no. Oh crap, guys! These are even better than now that I can see them. Those are rubies. Okay, these are rubies. Even better. Okay. Those are rubies. I have them listed as garnet tips. If you find this listing before anybody else does on the website, it's the spirit guide grid. I'm just letting you all cheat now because those are rubies. Those are not garnets, which means this should be a lot more expensive than it actually is. So fix it. I'll fix it after we talk about it. But if somebody gets it between now and then, I ain't gonna worry about it. But anyway, so yeah, so those are rubies. Those are really pretty rubies. Those are star rubies. Did you see the star rubies? Which makes this grid even fucking cooler because of what we're doing with the spirit guide. Oh my God. I wish I would have kept those. Okay. Anyway, c'est la vie. The crystals will have their way. If nobody grabs them, I might just keep them. Okay. Back to what we were doing. Back to what we were talking about. Yes. Okay. So then we move on to our Spedsonite, and this is going to be really good for helping us connect to spirit guides, ancestors, any of that stuff, any spiritual sentience. It's really good for helping us to work that stuff out. Okay, and then we are going to do bismuth. So bismuth is really good for helping cut down mental chatter, and it's really good for inspiration and all that fun stuff. I'm gonna do this one. My spirit guides respond very well to it, so I hope other people's do as well. I even had a bismuth necklace that I carry around for a very long time. Again, I like a triangle. Impossible. And then to top it off, aquamarine, because why not aquamarine, right? Those pieces are going to go in between. Oops, sorry for bumping the camera. Okay, so this one is for spirit guides, and it is a good one. Ooh, I didn't even activate it, and I can already feel it's very vibing because of those star rubies. They were in a little box, and I thought they were garnets, and I went, oh, and I grabbed them, thinking that they were that, but they were way cooler. Don't tell Jazz. Okay. That was the last one. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go run to the restroom. When I come back, we are going to talk about some crystals. Well, more crystals, because why not? And that's what we're here for. But we're also going to get into some cool tarot stuff and some, well, what I think are some of the coolest decks available right now. And so decks that I've been working with. And specifically, I've paired them up with a bunch of crystals. I'm sure you're shocked. So we'll come back and talk about that in just a few minutes. Thanks for hanging out. I totally appreciate it. And I'm sending everybody lots of love. It is fun to talk about crystals. I really do enjoy talking about some crystals. But okay, so I'm going to take a break. We'll be back in, let's say, 10 minutes, 5 minutes. Let's do 5 minutes because it's a live stream. Let's do 5 minutes and I'll be back. And then we'll jump back into more of this and we'll play with a lot more stones because there's so many stones. So, okay, everybody, we'll be back. Hi, fam. All right. Okay. I'm back. All right. Thank you for letting me go to the bathroom. Okay, so I've got some fun stuff that I'm going to talk about too. In addition to, yes, we've got crystals on sale. You can go to datoratrading.com. Websites down below and on the ticker there. And you can shop the crystal purge right now. This time I really went through and tried to pick cool stuff for other witches. Like I literally, this is stuff that I would buy. And yeah, and if I had the chance, I'd grab it. So that's what I'm doing. So that's the impetus. That's the idea behind this, is to talk about the stuff that we've got going on at the shop. But I really just want to talk about cool stuff. And so I put together some really fun kits. And these are like deluxe bundle kits kind of a thing. And I just want to talk about the products and why I put them together there, because it's a fun stuff to talk about. We've got that. So, all right, without further ado. So the first one, what do I have here? Okay. So we're going to start with the Animal Spirit Tarot Deluxe bundle here. So I've got a couple of these. I think I have 3 of these that I have available. We're going to, it starts off with the Animal Spirit deck and guidebook. It is the whole thing. It has a little book that comes with it. The cards are beautiful. If you are a fan of the Wild Unknown, then you know the artist. This is the deck that came after the Wild Unknown. And I have one kit. I have 2 kits available with the Wild Unknown that have some pretty cool stuff. But this particular one is the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit deck and guide. Really beautiful. The cards are amazing. And it also comes with the Deluxe Animal Oracle, or the Druid Animal Oracle, rather. And this is actually one of my favorite animal Oracle decks ever. The cards are beautiful. I should have probably had one open for you, but just Google it if you need it, if you aren't familiar with it. This is a really great deck. This is my favorite animal deck to work with. And then we have some really neat stuff that comes with it. So let's open that up. The first thing that I would say is pretty cool is you get this, which is the Glamour Magic Bath. This was a Patreon exclusive. I had just a couple bottles left, and so I decided to put it into some of these bundles. It has a really interesting smell, but this is a magical bath, and so it smells. It's got, it's got cactus and jade, and it's got kind of a fruity scent almost kind of to it. It's really sexy. It's one of my favorite ones on the line. So we've got that. A nice little pouch. Everything comes in, of course. This is fun. So this is these are aromatherapy clips. They go in fans, and there's a little piece of felt on the inside there, and you drop your essential oil into it. So you can have it in your car, you can have it on a fan like in your home. I got one on my desk and in my car. Okay. And so everything is animal themed. I went through. So the first thing, we have a little butterfly tiger's eye carving, because butterflies and tiger's eye are cute, and I like them. Here's blue tiger's eye. If you've never seen blue tiger's eye, blue tiger's eye right there. Leopard skin jasper. Serpentine. It's very light serpentine for the serpentine. Got a little Dumortierite bunny. And then we've got a Dalmatian jasper, and then Dragonstone jasper, or Dragonstone jasper. Then we have these ammonites, and these ammonites are they're opalized. Do you see so there's an opalized ammonite that comes with it. And then, because the struggle is real, crystal ball. And these have rainbows in them, and these are really good crystal balls. Crystal balls. So I've got all of that. Retail value $176. It's online for $95. right now. So you get 2 decks, you get a bunch of stones, a magical bath, and yeah, do you see the rainbows? That's amazing. So gorgeous stones, and everything's animal themed. So if you like animals, you should totally check that out. I think I have 1, 2, 3 of these. That's it. And when they're gone, they're gone. So I'm gonna put these back. Thanks for spending your Sunday with me, everyone. I really appreciate it. I'm going to sloppily put this back. Okay, so that's the first kit that I have, or the first bundle we have up online. The next one, let's move to, well, the Wild Unknown's right here. So this one, okay, the Wild Unknown is my personal favorite. It's the deck that I use specifically when I'm talking to my gods, and when I'm having communications with them. This is the deck that I use, and because it's all there, it's perfect for me. Let me see cards through the thing. So it's done in this kind of black and white style, and the color is very intentional, and so I really appreciate that. It means a lot to me spiritually because of a lot of the themes in my personal tradition, and then just yeah, it's great. Animals, it's all there. So here's the Wild Unknown. So you've got the whole deck, and it comes with the guidebook unopened. $39.99 is the retail value for that. I've got the Sacred Ritual Bath. This is, again, one of those things that was just for the Patreon and had a couple bottles left, so I thought I'd include it. And there's that. Nice bubble bath. Who doesn't want a bubble bath? Because, again, everything's a spectrum, right, in this deck. And so you get that, this is a generator. It's called, they're called crystal generators. They're not generator crystals, they're crystal generators. And so multiple stones. There's the 7 stones with a kind of cool coney point in the middle, and usually that'd be $44. There, very pretty, and it goes very well with the deck. So if you know the deck, you know that is awesome. I thought it was very cute. Weird crystal ball that people probably are like, what? So this is called Shadokite. And some of them, they have varying colors in intensity, but it has really interesting energy. And Shadokite is great for communicating with the animal kingdom, and this what is it? This the spiritual consciousness of plants and animals. So it helps communicate with interesting things. The next thing, we'll just work our way up. Next thing in the bundle is you get twin selenites. So they're selenite. They're called twin flames, but they're not. I hate that term. But we'll call them the twin towers. But that's also kind of sad. So anyway, so selenite twins. So that's there. I'm gonna have to move some stuff over. Okay. Then you get quartz bunny, because bunnies. I had bunnies and I had butterflies. So. Quartz butterfly. Yeah. And then this is really cool. So this is called a crystal cage, and you put it in a necklace around a chain, and you can wear it around your neck or hang it from anywhere. And you put any crystal you want, any coupled stone, and then it just closes. You got a little bird cage with your crystal in it. And so these are cool, and I also use them in spells to uncage things. So I had a couple of these left from a book that I made. And so here you go. So there's that. And then last but not least, get a giant $200 cluster of smoky quartz. A lot of self-healed awesomeness going on with it. You see the brilliantness that is that. It is heavy. The other one has a slightly bigger piece in it. But yeah, so I've got 2 of these bundles available. And let's see there. So all of that would be retail $377, and I have it up on the website for $150. So if you're interested, definitely check that out. Let me very carefully put all this back. This I can't rush. This needs to be carefully put back together. Anyway, so happy May or April. May. See, I really want it to be spring. I really want it, really want it to be late spring. My garden is begging for me to come play, so I need the weather to get a little warmer so I can start planting my bulbs. And I am really good at packaging crystals because I've been doing it for a really long time. So you will get your stuff, and if anything happens on the way, let me know. Let's take care of you. Witches take care of witches, right? Okay. So next thing, let's move on to the goddess. Okay. This is a really fun one. This I went a little overboard on. Bear with me. Okay, let's do it. So we start off with the deluxe. It's what is it? It is the Goddess Power Oracle deck by Colette Baron Reed. It was a bestseller for quite some time, and it is still a bestseller. It was one of those decks that we could not keep in the shop. It is a Hay House deck, so it's going to be a little lighter in vibe than some of the other things that you might see from like Liskar or whatever, but it's a really great one for personal work. Also a very good gift. We have Glamour Magic Bubble Bath. Go with that. We've got a giant piece of raw rose quartz. It is a big old chunk. We've got this beautiful, it's actually it's a hanging goddess. I'll show you the other one is hanging. Hanging. See that in the distance. There's a goddess hanging thing. Then, this is a lot of stuff actually. Here, I'm gonna inside. We've got a 4-pointed pyramid generator, rose quartz, of course. I've got a rose quartz point. We have a rose quartz egg. Don't go all Gwyneth Paltrow on me. That's actually not. It's not recommended. It's very unhealthy. It's potential bad things could happen. This is badass, and I wish I had a million of these. But this is a lightning bolt, so it's a druzy amethyst lightning bolt carving. I got more. Oh, there's more. Flower agate. Really pretty flower agate. Green moonstone. If you've never seen green moonstone, check that sexiness out. Look at that flash. Oh, it's my favorite moonstone. Green moonstone. We've got an organite pyramid with quartz and copper. Not a big organite person myself, but I respect those who do like it. This is an angel aura'd rose quartz point. That's really cool. Here's a delicious Amazonite. So, one for you. There's a big goddess bone pendant. They are bovine. We got them from a trader. Hello, everybody. Hello, Liz. Hello, Shadow. Hello, Lupa. Yeah, if you guys want anything, go to the website. It's all there. You don't have to come through me and go through my DMs anymore. It's great. So just go to the website, jatortrading.com, check out Spring Purge 2023, and it's all there. Okay, so I've got one of those. It's huge. Like, that's a big one, right? And then... I got 1, 2, 3 smaller pendants, because triple goddess, we have to do it, right? I mean, I feel like it's the law if you're gonna do it. So we got those. A rose quartz heart. I love those hearts. Those are super cute. We used to have this guy who would come in and he would buy them all up. Like, he would buy like 30 at a time. And we could never figure out like what he was doing with them. And then we found out that he was just giving them to people when he thought they were having a bad day. He would just have them in his pocket and he would just give them this little rose quartz heart, which could lead to some really awkward situations, I think. But at the same time, he was really popular. Like, everybody loved the guy apparently. So I don't know. Anyway, I love those little hearts. I always think about that when I see them. Here's an ammonite again. So opalized ammonite. This is when you can really see the, oh, that's sexy. So sassy. Okay, there's that. And last but not least, I have a really nice angel aura quartz. So there's that. So all of this would be $369. So if you walked into a shop, you'd spend about $370 on all of that. And I have it on the website for $150. So that's less than 50% off, you know. You should totally go grab that. There's that. Okay. Put all this stuff up. And the pendants they're drilled. You can totally, that's what they're made for. You can wear them. I have a bunch of those. So if you're like, oh, I want a bunch of, let me know. I have a lot of bone goddess pendants. I think I don't have any. I think that's the last big one though. I used them for these. So I have 2 kits together. So yeah. So what I made for this kit, what I put together for this kit was the last of those. But I've got 2 of those, and that's it. And I also will say the stones that I picked, I also picked because there were usually like 2 left, and so I was like, oh, I will use this for this. So yes, just keep that in mind. Having way too much fun with this. Thanks for joining me, everybody. Yes. This is the boring part, right? At least there's background music. Did you listen to my rustling? But yeah, there's a lot of stuff in that. That was like a whole bunch of, that was a lot. And I like it. Okay. All right, so that's the first 2. Oh no, that's the first 3. Yeah, we did the first 3. What's next? Aha. Oh, that's very heavy. Oh, that's very, very heavy. Okay. Let's do the one. Okay, we'll do this one. This one's a big, really, 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 really big one. I have to adjust everything. Okay. This is a really big one. It's another based on Tarot. And if you know me, you know I love my plants. So This is a green magic kit that I put together. Well, specific, it's a kit for people who practice green magic, I should say, and it has some really cool stuff. So we're going to start off with. It is inspired by the Hedge Witch Oracle, or the Hedge Witch Botanical Oracle, by CeeLo Thompson. It's freaking gorgeous. Really beautiful deck. So we've got that. Pulling it up right here. That comes with a mortar and pestle, and it is a nice big one. It is made out of what is referred to as white onyx or lady onyx. I hate that, but you might be familiar with it as. It also comes with, I only have one of these, this whole thing. So this is the only one kit. That's why I kind of went a little overboard. So then we have this beautiful, it is actually a smoky quartz on a metal stand, which is really neat. So you can put that kind of anywhere. But I have them amongst my stones. Or amongst my plants. I put the stones, rather. Okay, then we've got this really fun stuff that people loved at our shop for some reason, so I had a couple of them. I'll throw them in here. Anyway, it's patchouli. It is a solid fragrance. So it's like a solid. It's like basically, yeah, it's solid fragrance. You put it on. It smells good. All right. I'm gonna do this next. Next this is green opal, and it is a big old honking piece of green opal. It is freaking gorgeous. Very, very good. What we refer to as green flame energy, that plant spirit energy. It's really good for plants. So you can kind of barely see when I put it there, but it is a nice piece. I'll put you down there. I'm going to put you back up. Okay. Then we've got Rose of Jericho water. I just thought I'd throw that in there because it is a good botanical water for cleansing and purifying. Same thing for rue water. I just put that in there because it is a good thing for magic and oracle readings, things like that. It's botanical. We made them ourselves in here at the house. Then I've got a really, really wonderful phantom quartz here. And I work with phantom quartz. This is really nice. Camera's not doing it justice. But I work with phantom quartz in the garden specifically to help release nutrients, like to get the soil to release nutrients and to get the to build a nice harmonious thing in my pots, because I have plants that don't come from where I live. I have a lot of them. All right. The next things I'm going to show you. So if you want to see this online, this is, if you're following along, it's Hedge Witch Tarot Green Magic Deluxe Bundle. And there's a lot, and I do mean a lot, of tumbled stones. And the reason why I'm putting these in here is because you can use them in your garden. You can use them in your flower pots, and I write about it a lot in the book. But if you're doing the work, you might as well do it with good stuff, right? So all these crystals are really, really good with plants. They're not going to burn your plants out energetically, and you can do spells with them. So, all right, so I'm just gonna pour it all out, and here we go. Well, the first bag. So there we go. All right, so what you see there is pink tourmaline, and there are, let's see here. So there's over 20 pieces of pink tourmaline that are like this, and these are great for protection spells, things like that, and self-love. I mean, there's so many things pink tourmaline is good for, but these are, first of all, pink tourmaline is not easy to find, and it's usually expensive when you do. These are pieces that were cut when they were making stuff, and so they're all in this kind of shape, but that also makes them cool. I burn candles and stuff on them all the time. Anyway, you can put these in your soil. So at those rose quartz, of course, lots and lots of rose quartz. Let's see here. You've got over 20 pieces of rose quartz, over 30 pieces of the blue sparkle moonstone, just from that alone. And then we're going to get really crazy. And I have included over 150 pieces of bloodstone minis. So these are extra good. These are definitely like you go through and you put them in your garden. They're good for general garden health. The plant spirits love bloodstone. They love bloodstone. And if you're having problems with nutrients, bloodstone can help with like organizing that, right? So yeah, so I got all that. So just that alone, so that's 20, 40, 70, that's over 220 pieces of tumbled stones right there, just so that you can throw them in your pots and you don't feel guilty about dipping into your stock when you do. Then jewelry, because you have to have jewelry. We're witches. So then here is this moss agate and quartz bracelet. Here is one of those goddess bone pendants, because Mama Nature, right? Then I included one of each. As I say, okay. Yes, so I included one of each of these. These are Tree of Life pendants. They come in 3 stones. So rose quartz, aquamarine, this is peridot, and then amethyst. So the only one I have up online. In retail, it would go for $576. I have it online. I have it up for $195 right now. So $576 worth of stuff for $195. Yeah. Oh, now's the fun part of putting it all back into the boxes. But that's when I went super nuts on, because I was like, well, let's see if we can do it. Let's see how nuts we can go. And alas. Green opal. Miracle water, rue water. That. And this is a really nice. This has record keepers, by the way. Everyone. This is not like a dinky piece of smoky quartz. This is a nice piece of smoky. Oh, and I also forgot. There's a bloodstone obelisk that goes with it too. I just didn't pull it out. Sorry about that. Ooh, there's that phantom one more time. See if I can get really close to the lens. Let me see. So, see those I want you to see the layers. Okay. And then of course the Hedwig Botanical Oracle. Scalar Thompson's on my list of people I want to meet. I haven't met them yet. So if you're bored, you can definitely go over to Doctora Trading, check out the inventory. There's stuff I'm not even going to get a chance to talk about because this is like, it's already been 2 hours, folks, almost 2 hours. So I'm still going to go. There's still more to do, but I'm not going to go through everything because that would be nuts. Okay. And again, only one of those. There's that. Okay. Next. Push you away. Push you away. I do want to go into those because those are really cool. I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to skip. We'll do more grids at the end. How about that? Okay. Sorry about all the noise. So to start off with, we're gonna do the Universal Tarot Professional Deluxe bundle that I put together. I only have 2 of these. This is a really fun deck. So when I read professionally, the deck that I read with for ever was the Universal Weight, and it is Universal Weight. Universal Tarot is what it ended up being called, Universal Tarot. These are big cards. So these are the large size edition. It's the whole deck. It isn't just the majors, which is what a lot of times that's what you can get is just the majors. This is the whole thing. So when you're doing like tarot readings and you see people, or like especially on like YouTube, and you see them with the giant cards, this is the deck. And it's the very familiar Universal from Luscabro. Okay, I've got 2 of these. One comes with the thing, and then I went crystal heavy with this one too. So everybody loves a nice selenite unicorn horn. A spiral. That right there. Okay. And there is this green tourmaline in quartz on a metal stand. So my thought was this is stuff I would like package up if I was going out to do readings. We've got this really gorgeous piece of citrine. We've got a bloodstone obelisk. We've got a quartz egg. Oh, the coolest thing in here is a Shungite Merkaba. So this alone is $150 at retail. The whole bundle is $150. It would be retail throughout the whole thing would be $338. There's still more coming, but here is a big giant. I have big hands. This is a big giant Shungite Merkaba. Get that, and I have here a sodalite bracelet, a sunstone bracelet, a bloodstone bracelet. It's actually a little. So altogether, if you were to a retail shop, you'd be spending $340 ish on that, and I've got it up for $150, which is again the retail price is just this one piece alone, and this is a badass piece. If you have this and you go to anybody's house who's a crystal person, they'll freak out. Like if they're like really into crystals, they'll be like, "Oh my god, it's a Shungite Merkaba!" Okay, there's that. Happy Sunday, happy Sunday, happy Sunday, happy Sunday to you. Again, everybody, thanks for tuning in and spending whatever amount of time you're spending with me today. Yeah. All right. I got one more of these to show you. Again, there's more online, but I want to do one more. I'm gonna check in with my Facebook groups. See how things are over there. They're like really. Oh my god, it's a Shungite Merkaba! I guess they're a little behind. Check in with my Facebook groups. Cool. Yeah, there's comments I can't see. Oh, there we go. Okay. Hello, Kevin. Thanks for joining me. Oh, it's good to see you. Yes, the last book is we. Every time I put the book up, it it goes off. So it just because it sells out, which is great. But it also means that sometimes there's lapse in when it's on the website. I should have signed copies up on there now. If not, I totally will. I do. I've got them here to sell. So absolutely. Hi Lupa, thanks for joining me. Okay. All right. So yeah, all right. So this one is another one I went super crazy on, and at some point it was just like, how insane can we make these? That's where we're at. I'm at that stage in my creative process. How insane can I make these kits? So this is the last crystal kit. This is the most expensive. It would be almost $800 retail. So, there we go. Start off with the Spellcaster's Tarot. So this is all about spellcasting. This whole kit was put together for the spellcasting out there. So, Modern Spellcaster's Tarot deck and book, of course. You get this amazing quartz piece on a metal stand. It is sexy as hell. There we go. We'll put that over here. We've got this. This is actually it's this geometry wood cutting that Chaz did, and we painted them silver. And I use them under all my spell plates so that it helps with the heat. And it's just they're cool. So, anyways, I'm including one of those because it's one of those little hacky things that which you should share. You should share your tips. That's a tip. There's that. Here's another one of those patchouli solid fragrances because witches like fragrances. Because witches like to smell like patchouli for some reason. I'm not necessarily one of them, but it's there. We're gonna hold that off till the end. Spirit quartz. Really pretty spirit quartz. Okay. Trying to make a nice little presentation for you. This is a carving. It is a moon carving that is made out of agate. So many stones with this one, guys. There's a beautiful piece of apatite, like incredibly beautiful piece of apatite. Look at that. Yeah. That alone would be like $40, that one piece. Here's a super flashy piece of labradorite. It's all that good right angle. You can kind of see the buoyancy there. If I can, trying to find the right. There it is. You can find it. So there's a nice, beautiful flash with that labradorite. Again, this is the only kit I have with that. Let's do the points. So, sodalite point, because sodalite is freaking awesome, as we've said. There's that. There is a incredible piece of smoky quartz. It has depth that is just amazing. Super dark smoky quartz. Normally, this piece alone would be $96. It's that deep. Really fun piece of Amazonite here with this flash. I just thought that was so cool the way that's cut and the way that it revealed that spot up there. So cool. It reminded me of fire. Okay. This is golden fluorite. Really great for healing spells of like all kinds, and it's a unique color to see for fluorite. Citrine. Really nice clear piece of citrine. Then we've got sodalite. Or no, this is lapis, sorry. Lapis. A little mini fluorite in green because usually we see those. And I thought, well, why not? Then we've got candlestick quartz, which are super good for spells. They're super good for holding on to programs, and they're easy to work with, like ridiculously easy to work with. And then there's I got 2 doubles, one that's almost a double, and then okay. So next on here, we've got a moss agate and quartz pentacle bracelet. All right. Here is a amethyst and quartz mini wand. And then this is the really cool kind of the shining piece here. So this is specialty made. This is a wand that was specialty made. They're fun. The company is really, really fantastic. They're artisans. Love hanging out with them. But their stuff tends to be pricey. And so this is one of those things that kind of sat around the shop for a long time. And I thought, you know what, the right person will get it. But this was like $115 just for this one little piece. Because even the blue glass there has quartz in it. So it's quartz with quartz and amethyst and sodalite. And this is a very fun piece. Very strong, obviously, water juju is in there. Really nice. So handmade, and all of that retail would come to $792. Oh, there's more. Plus these. You ready? So those are hematite stars. They're hematite stars. I can't tell you how cool hematite stars are, just from the perspective of like, no, I don't like that energy. Bam. I don't want that person's juju coming to me. Bam. So hematite stars are fantastic, and I highly recommend. So I put 5 of them in there because they're one of my secret weapons, and I thought I should share. So hematite stars. So all of that would be $792. It's $300 on the website. If you're interested, go grab it now. It'll be up there all month long until it sells. So maybe you have some time. I don't know. Depends on who's. So okay, but all of that $300 and super fun. I really like that tarot deck. So the Spellcaster's Tarot was I wanted to do a Spellcaster's Tarot, of course, but somebody beat me to it, and so I will live with that. I will live with it. Very fun. We had a lot of people coming in. It was very popular, actually, the shop. There's a lot of stuff in that box. Hi, fam. Oh, this is a lot of stuff. I really put a lot of stuff away. And then I'm going to move on to some of the other kits that are available, or no, the grids rather, and we'll call it a day because we're over 2 hours. This is where, see, I always think I'm never going to have enough to talk about. I don't have that problem, apparently. Though I consistently think that I do. Hey, so there's that bit. You ready for some more grids? There they are. Okay, so they're just 3. There's just 3 more grids, but these come with stuff. So I tried not to just put not make everything just about the crystals, but add some fun things. Oh, y'all have been cleaning me out. I'm trying to go through my inventory and I can see that. Yes. Okay. Thank you very much, everybody, for your purchase. Wow. I'm okay. you guys have touched me. Thank you. Go through, I'm like, oh, I thought that would be around longer. Nope, that's gone. Okay, you guys rock. Okay, so let's do the deluxe healer grid. And I will tell you about why I picked these stones, because these are actually stones that I use in my practice. These are things that like I took from my personal stash, because I honestly have too much stuff. So, all right. Okay, so the first thing is golden calcite. Golden calcite. Really beautiful flash and chatoyancy. And it fits perfectly in the thing because it has 6 sides, so it goes really well right into the center of the grid. And then let's these out. So Chrysocolla, another usually kind of hard to find, expensive stone with these really fun pieces. And we are going to, so this is the deluxe healer grid on the website, everyone. Anyways, yeah, so we're going to put these on. You see these little holes? That's actually where you're supposed to put the crystals. So they actually keep your tumblestones from rolling around like table bumps or something. Pretty cool. So we're going to put those around the center ring. And again, there's 6 of these. Okay. And I really, really, really like working with Chrysocolla for helping me activate my energy body and helping me connect my energy body. Like if you're a chakra person, then chakras. If you're a 3 soul person, you know what that means. But it's the idea of getting in alignment and being able to project energy is difficult sometimes if you've got a lot of stuff going on in your head. And so I work with Chrysocolla to help with that, or chrysoprase to help with that, to get that out of the way. So, then these are cool. Let me show you. So what I have in my hand are rutilated, tourmalated quartz. So they have rutile and tourmaline inside of them. I tried to grab some pieces that at least had some really big, noticeable. So this is a double whammy, right? It's a total double whammy. So rutile is good if you're a healer and you're pulling on any sort of divine energy, Reiki especially. Rutile is great. It's like a fantastic aid for that. But the tourmaline activates, again, it's protective, but it also activates at the root chakra. So I thought this was a really interesting combo of stones. And I've got these at these points. So these aren't like perfectly round, so I guess they might wobble a little if the table gets bumped. Okay. Then the cool thing, we've got 6 really beautiful fluorite pieces that go there. So it is a complete, very sexy grid. Again, online, it's on the website, datoratrading.com. It is deluxe healer grid is what it's listed as. And you get everything. So you get the board and all the stones, and retail would be $272. I have it up online for $111. So you can get all of that. And they're not insubstantial pieces. They're nice pieces. So definitely consider that. And some of these pieces, I will say that the smaller pieces came directly from my collection, and I've been working with them for a long time. So good juju, it's cleansed, of course, but they were part of my stuff. So hopefully a good witch will get them and give them love. Okay. Got 2 more. We have the same board, and this one is listed as. Okay, so this has been sold, and so I'm going to show you anyway because it's really pretty, and whoever bought it, you got a really cool set of stones. You got a very cool set of stones. So I love quartz. I love quartz, and I love tourmaline. So to get them to work together is very fun. And this was one of the lesser crazy expensive things that I had. So retail, all of this would be $110, and I had it online for $55. And so you've got a quartz obelisk that goes in the center. And then from that, we've got 6 pieces of we have 6 pieces of tourmalated quartz to go there. So quartz, tourmalated quartz, and then you're going to be shocked, tourmaline to go here. So we have quartz, tourmalated quartz, tourmaline, and that creates a fantastic, wonderful, flowing grid of energy that is highly protective, especially with the obelisk there in the center. So whoever got that, it's going. It's a great grid. It's very simple, effective, potent, and you got a good one. So thank you so much. One more, and it's a big one. It's really big. Again, I went a little nuts. I went a little, I just went with it. I just went for it. Okay. This one has a circle plate, and it's wood, made by my wonderful, wonderful partner. Okay. So this one has really high quality stones in it. And so I'm saving it for last of the grids to show you. It's really good. I mean, they're just really high quality stones, and it's really cool to be able to see this and do this. So altogether, this would be $423 for this grid. So we're going to start off with a chlorite phantom quartz. So this right here is a chlorite inclusion. Just freaking beautiful, and it's heavy. It's nice and substantial. That's going to go there in the center. Then this is kind of a combo that I picked out, really just based off of what I had, right, but then also what matched energetically. Okay, so. This is specifically, this grid is for like clairvoyance, for helping with clairvoyance. But any of the clair senses, this should just like everything should go nuts. But things were specifically designed to help clear vision. Okay, so there you go. So these are really beautiful citrine, smoky citrines, smoky citrine, and quartz pieces, and so. And we've got 6 of them here. And so look at that. That's a phantom. Really high quality. So those go around the edges. Each one of these would be $20 right there. So just in these alone, you're looking at $120 just for those tiny little pieces because they're so high quality. And then we are going to go through. We're going to do two rings, two circles in the middle. The first one is going to be chrysoprase, or chrysocolla rather. And I keep misspeaking. So this is going to be on the inside. And what I did is I actually went through where their flower of life is connecting. So you get these. that. So that's the first ring. And then we come through with aquamarine. Okay. And we are going to go around the outer edge or create a second circle here where it meets. Very cool. There you go. So that's the last one. That's the last of the grids, and it comes with everything. So all of it included is $195 on the website. And again, that piece alone is $228 for this crystal. This one crystal. That's what you'd pay retail. So the whole thing, $195. I cannot tell you how good of a deal it is. I just did. So there you go. All right, everybody. I think I'm going to call it a night on the streaming. This is great because it gives me the ability to post the video other places and on the website so other people can see. But I had a really wonderful time. And so Laura, outside of question. So Laura is asking what Merkaba shape can do with crystals. So there's a whole thing in my book, because I'm gonna have a selfless plug here. Selfless plug. There's a whole thing in here actually on how specific shapes affect stones. Like, and really, what's going on is the belief is that it affects the way that the vibration is being projected out, or how the crystal itself would receive energy. And so Merkabas are all about specifically like ascension and moving through things. And since shungite is really protective, it is a fantastic piece in general to be kind of working with. And you are navigating the spiritual worlds, having that as a stone is very protective, and it's also going to cue you into shifts and changes that are going on in your journey. And so it's a really, that particular like a shungite Merkaba, that's just really badass. So anyway, you can find out all that and more by reading my book, Crystal Magic for the Modern Witch, by Devin Hunter. Yeah, definitely check it out. But thank you so much, everybody. I had a really wonderful time. I'm surprised to almost 2.5 hours went by that quickly. And thank you so much. Thank you for those who did choose to purchase. Thanks you to those who just wanted to hang out and watch the live stream and see me play with some crystals. That was also equally as awesome. So thank you very much. And I will be live streaming again soonish. But definitely check back. Probably we'll do this again maybe in a month or two. So, okay. Thanks, everyone.